Hello there, I'm Ben and welcome to Far From Expert Cooking, the show where I'm going to be just as surprised as you are about the outcome of today. Today we're going to make a very amazing British classic, a sausage roll. So ever since I moved to the UK, a good sausage roll has always been the highlight of my day. I absolutely love British pub food. So that's why I want to take my own spin on a British classic and just add a little bit of what I know, which is just putting whatever I think might go with it. For this recipe, we're going to make it really simple, and all you're going to need is some sausage meat, pastry, seasoning, and I have here some ricotta, some garlic and an egg. And then the other thing that you need is your drink. Today is a beer. I'm making a pub classic, so I'm going to have a little bit of a pint myself. And the music in the background is going to be a little bit of pop covers that we found just online. So let's crack on. Okay, so let's start with the meat. Sausage meat. You can get this in your butchers, you can get this in the supermarkets. If not, worse things worse, you can actually get sausages and just take them out of the casing. So the first thing is we're going to put our sausage meat into a bowl. So here's the meat. My butcher's sells them in these tubes that are about 400 grams each, and it should be more or less enough for one buff pastry roll. And now we need to season it. Throughout my videos, you're gonna hear me a lot about seasoning. Seasoning is so important. I've met some people who says, "Oh, I really like my food plain," and to them I say, no, seasoning. Seasoning doesn't mean to make it super spicy, super pungent, super invasive. It can be subtle, and that's a little bit of what we're going to do today. Today we're going to just add a little bit of salt, just a little bit of brown white pepper. You can use black pepper or any pepper that you have. I'm going to add a little bit of oregano, just a little bit. The great secret here is ground nutmeg. I had to look at it just to remember what it was. Just a little bit of a dash of it will suffice. I also put just a little bit, just a tiny little bit of soy sauce. Another secret is an Argentinian secret. So this is basically just the small sweet red peppers that have been dehydrated. If you don't have these, then you can use chili flakes. Just beware that chili flakes are far more spicier than what these are. Alright, and then because I love garlic, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna chop a couple of cloves of garlic and add that to the mix. And then it's just mixing. Okay, so now the garlic goes in, and now it's mixing. I prefer to mix by hand just because it makes it easier for me really, but you can do it with a spoon, with a fork. Just make sure that you don't have a lot of accumulation of spices in one place and not the other. Just mix it really well. Now that this is done, I'm going to cover it with some cling film and just put it in the fridge to rest for at least an hour. But you can leave it overnight as well if you want. Okay, here we go. This was rested. So now it's going to be chilled and all of the flavors incorporated into the mix. And now, it's time to roll. So here I have store-bought puff pastry. Puff pastry is quite difficult to make. You can make your own if you want to, but to make it a little bit quicker, I decided not to. So I have my stretch puff pastry, and now what I need is just a little bit of the meat and start sort of placing it a little bit in the shape of what you would find in a sausage roll. I'm not going to put a lot still because I'm going to add to this a little bit of that ricotta. The thing with pastry is that anything that's filled, you can put whatever the hell you want in it. You can put cheddar, you can put ham, you can put croutons, you can put onions, crispy onion goes really well. You can season it and you can put anything you want in it. Now we're going to roll this. We need to leave a little bit of an edge there so we can stick it. And here you go. You can stick here using a little bit of egg, or if your hands are a little bit wet like mine, you can just use a little bit of water to do it. And then you just cut. And there you go. So you can close it the way that you want. The way that I do it is I'll close it just a little bit like like an empanada, if you like. So basically, you just take the tip and fold, and fold, and fold, and fold, all the way through. Okay, now it's time to bake. First we're going to cut the sausage rolls, and we're going to cut them in half. I'm going to place them on a baking sheet that I've put some greaseproof paper. Cut the other one. Now, this wouldn't be a sausage roll if we didn't make some incisions. So, here we go. I prefer to give a little bit of shimmer and a little bit of colour. So I use a little bit of an egg that I just basically whipped. And using a brush or whatever you have, you just wash them a little bit on egg before going into the oven. So what I've made right now is from that sheet of pastry and that 400 grams of meat that you've seen, I have these 4 sausage rolls, and I have just a little bit of dough or pastry left that I'm just gonna put some spices and just put there to have like a cheesy string type thing. Okay, so I improvise as well, and I use the rest of the pastry that I have to do like a little bit of the ricotta roll. And now this is ready to go into the oven. It's going to go into an oven at about 180 to 200 degrees, fan on, and I don't know for how long. I'll have to wait and tell you afterwards. Okay, so these have been in the oven for 40 minutes now, so now you have the time. So I'm going to take them out. Ah, look at that. Let's put them on a plate. Beware, don't burn yourself. Before I try them, I'm going to give them a minute for them to cool down a little bit because they are piping hot. Okay, so it's tasting time. You can feel the taste of the meat. You can feel the heaviness of the oregano, the earthiness of the nutmeg. The ricotta cheese gives him like a creamier texture. It's really, really, really nice. Now, if you want to try them, try them. In the meantime, hit like, hit subscribe, and also comment on how is it that you make your sausage rolls.